japo imethibitishwa ila itampoteza. Ikipata ni dharau, ikishuka ndo hatari, asingepata madhara, akaika sana ladha yake msala, shira ya Kizanzibari, na misimbi wala akitaka nampa sukari, nampatia shuga sukari, nampatia sukari, nampatia shuga sukari, nampatia sukari, nampatia shuga sukari, nampatia Giliaja juu mjasifanyia jinsi na mjaziaja juu jana vitangawizi baba chanja chukua vyote chukua chakua maya chakua ujibustira tulitumbua ila kiadharika usije ukaugua
Thanks to everyone joining us this evening. It's a beautiful, lovely time here in Pretoria, South Africa. Welcome to another beautiful time in the studio on One Stop Media. Everyone, I will say tonight we go to Kenya to go and get one of the great African citizens to be on this broadcast tonight as we celebrate Africa Month. And today is the last day of the month of May, the month of blessings. And we decide that we're going to round up the month with one of our very old, all the way from Kenya, based in Canada, doing so well. One of the image of Africa, one of the great women of our time, one of the women that have gone through so much, one of the women that understand what it is to be a woman in Africa continent. Firstly, let me welcome everybody to this broadcast tonight. This is the African Portal Radio TV International. In South Africa, Dumela, Ashe, Moloi, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi barakatuh to all the Muslim brothers and sisters all over the world. And in East Africa, in Africa, French-speaking country, we greet and we say to other people in West or North or South or Central Africa, hello, no matter the language you speak, no matter the time difference on your side, we greet you according to your time zone. Welcome to the African Portal Radio TV International. My name is Dario Luson. It's going to be a long video with one of our very own. The music with is from Kenya. It's one of the music trading in Kenya. So if you are joining us, please, no matter this program, the only thing is for you to share it, share, like, comment. Here, our story is going to help you, and we're going to add many things on this program tonight. Firstly, let me welcome my guests to the studio to greet everyone listening to us at home. Kindly join me to welcome one of the great women of our time, one of the ordinary women of our time, on today. Radio. Kindly introduce yourself to my listeners at home. Who you are in the society?
Thank you. Thank you very much for having me. And thank you for the beautiful introduction. So, my name is Catherine Opondo, and I live in Canada. My motherland is Africa, and I come from Kenya. I am a transformational life coach, supporting victims of domestic violence and turning them into thrivers, from survivors to thrivers. And I'm happy to be here. It's a good afternoon in Lethbridge, Canada. And hello to everybody joining us on the show. We are glad to have you here.
Thank you very much. I'm glad to have you as well on this broadcast this hour. If you see me bending down my head, I'm not trying to good. I'm just responding to some of the messages coming to multitask at the same time, sharing this program to people to get connected with us because we expect a lot of people to join this conversation. Please, if you're coming, please share, like, comment. Your comment is very, very important on this program tonight. So kindly share this program. That is the only do to support this tonight. Like, comment. Your comment is very, very crucial to us. This is the African Portal Radio TV International. We engage in the one of the African women in the studio that she's doing so well for herself. Originally from Kenya, based in Canada, doing so well. She have introduced herself. She's a life coach. She's a motivational speaker. She's also look like one of the woman right fighter. A woman look just exactly like you. She's also a woman right fighter in Nigeria. She look exactly like you. The first time I saw your picture, I was actually thinking she is the one. Until when I do some research about you to know that no, the structure is the same, but the blood is the same and the spirit is the same, but is there from different parts of Africa. But we are still Africa because we are not Africa because we are born. We are Africa because Africa is born in us. And it doesn't matter. We are first Africa before we become who we become. When you are here in Kenya, here in Nigeria, South Africa, Burundi, that is created by someone. We are Africa, and that is what is important to us. So tonight is going to be another beautiful, lovely time on this broadcast tonight. But I will not start this show without taking you back to the motherland, without taking you back to where your spirit belongs, without taking you back to Africa. Kindly greet everyone listening in Kenya, in Nairobi, in other parts of Africa, most especially in East Africa. Kindly greet them with your own dialect language that you speak in Africa.
Okay, so I speak many dialects from Africa. So the first one would be habari ya jioni, wana Afrika wenzangu, wana East Africa wenzangu. The next one would be oimore jo Kenya duto. And my mother taught me her mother tongue too. And wahera bosi. So that is 3 languages. Yes.
Wow. Wow. I love that. I love that. It's unfortunate for us that we have to use this boring language to communicate. Having said that, I believe that in times to come, Africa, we are going to have a language that is going to put us together, whereby we can communicate and speak in our own language and everybody will understand. But before that, let me also go back to Nigeria. Let me go back to Yoruba land. Let me greet them in my own language as well. Let them know that this is Africa and this is who we are. This is where we belong and this is what we stand for. Ẹ̀yin tí ń gbọ́ wa nílẹ̀ Yorùbá, ẹ káalẹ́, ẹ káàsán, ẹ kú ìyálẹ̀ta, ẹ kú gbogbo tó bá bọ́ sí lọ́dọ̀ yín, ìgbà yẹn àlàáfíà náà ló jẹ́ lọ́dọ̀. Ẹ kú dédé wòyí, ẹ kú bójú ọjọ́ yìí, ẹ kú fọmọnìyàn. Orúkọ tèmi náà ni Olúdáre Olúṣọmọ Olùṣọ́ àgùntàn Samuel Olùṣègùn Olùṣọ́. èmi lọ pápá dàmọ̀ntàn fọmọkùnrin bọ̀lẹ̀bọ̀lẹ̀ ọmọ sọ́sẹ̀ sọ́sọ́ nkàríbi kọ́lé sí ọmọ oníyan ọjọ́ kẹfà tí í ṣerúkú lẹ́lẹ́ tó jọ orí tí ẹ jẹ́ ọmọ orí molú sì lèmi ọmọ ají fọ́rẹ̀ ṣe tẹ̀ jẹ́ ọmọ ají fọwọ́ tiẹ̀ ṣe tí yóò jẹ́ ojú òní tiwa ìbàjẹ́ òní bá wa lágbára Èdùmàrè gbogbo yín la kí nílùú lóko lẹ́yìn odi ẹ sọ fọ́lára ẹ sọ fún ọ̀ràngún àga ẹ sọ fún wọn ní gbogbo ìlú káàkiri ní gbogbo ilẹ̀ Yorùbá pé ètò yìí ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ èdè ìbólà máa ṣe yóò gbọgbọn yóò pé ọ̀kan lára àwọn ọmọlẹ́dẹ̀ Nàìjíríà àwọn ọmọlẹ́dẹ̀ ilẹ̀ adúláwọ̀ tó jọ ọmọlẹ́dẹ̀ Kẹ́ńyà òun náà ló wà lórí ètò yìí pẹ̀lú wa akíyín o ẹ kálẹ́ ní gbogbo ìlú tọwọ́jẹ́ ètò ìjáde. To those of you listening to us, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. You may not understand the language, but the spirit is the same. We just go back to where we belong to also promote our language because that is what we stand for on the African Portal. What I simply do is to greet everyone listening to us in Yoruba land. And in Igbo land, Kedu to everyone in Igbo land, in Hausa land, we're great. I will salute everyone, no matter what language you are speaking from, north, south, west, east, central Africa. We greet every one of you. Welcome to the African Portal. Yes, ma'am, it's my joy to have you on this broadcast. Let me quickly go to the line of history. If I may ask, a lot of people are listening to me and they're asking me, who is Catherine Opondo and what people need to know about you?
Okay, so as you mentioned, my name is Catherine Opondo. Kenya is my home country, living in Canada right now. And what would people know about me? People should know that I'm a transformational life coach. I left Kenya to come to Canada. And the circumstances that made me leave Kenya were actually not the best because I had just undergone a breakdown of a 30-year-old marriage that had turned violent by all means. And I perceived that my life was in danger. So the reasons for me to leave Africa were because my life was in danger. So I took my kids and I fled. So what people should know about me is that I'm a strong, resilient woman, having walked the journey of abuse and survived it, and right now supporting other women to be able to survive the abuse and thrive. Just to show people that there is life after abuse. Your life does not have to end because your marriage has ended. Your life can still continue and you can thrive.
Your life can still be continued and you can strive. Okay, that is going to be part of the conversation for tonight. But one of the conversation as we're celebrating Africa month is we're going to be part of this conversation whereby we will be engaging you, putting you on the hot seat, trying to figure out what is the solution to the problem we currently face in Africa. But let me quickly quote you from what you said. Abuse. This has been coming so rampant in this generation and it's become so rampant, most especially in Africa. What can we say the problem is? Could we say that is part of the a civilization problem? Could we say that we are moving out of our culture and embracing another culture and that is causing that? Or should we say that is because of the poverty in Africa? What do you think is causing it?
Okay, there are many levels to abuse. And I can say that in Africa, the woman in Africa was, shall I say, for lack of a better word, to be seen and not to be heard in most cases. The woman is meant to submit. And even when you look across all religious divisions, I mean, be it the Muslim culture, be it the Christian culture, the woman is meant to submit to the husband. And there are certain cultures that actually allow the woman to be physically abused by the husband. And if your husband has not physically abused you, then you're told that he does not love you enough. Now, the challenge that comes with that is that the way the African girl is nurtured, she is nurtured to be silent. She is nurtured to hold in everything. She is nurtured to to let her family thrive off her back. So then they don't get to speak about the abuse. The other thing is that you are told that abuse is sort of like a taboo subject. You cannot talk about it. So most people suffer in silence. And by suffering in silence, you're actually enabling your abuser to abuse you even further. But when you speak out, then you put a stop to the abuse. So I think these are part of the steps that lead to further abuse.
Wow, I like what you said, and I like the way and manner you actually present it. A lot of people are watching out. Olu Akindele is one of the great man in Nigeria, also a broadcaster. We really appreciate it, so thank you very much. Also, Beverly Briggs is watching us all the way from Trinidad, Trinidad and Tobago. Sorry, in Caribbean as well. She's watching us. A lot of people are on this bus tonight that is watching and giving kudos to the work done on this broadcast tonight. Trinidad and Tobago. That is what I want to say. Thank you very much. Everyone that is joining us, I really appreciate your time on this broadcast. Please share, like, comment, let it go viral. Your time is not going to be in vain on this program tonight, because we are going to be trashing out a lot of issues, a lot of things, and a lot of ups and downs, a lot of mistakes, a lot of failures, and a lot of things that is happening in Africa and the rest part of the world. So if you are joining us, kindly share, like, comment, let it go viral. I just want us to quickly look at the issue of the culture. Should we say that some of the African culture actually be the reason why some men be so abusive, or should we say that is normal and is biblical, or is in the Quran, is in all the religions, and I mean, what can we say about it? I just wanted to quickly take us through the journey. Probably is the culture that we are following that is wrong, or is the conduct of the people that is wrong, or the approach of the people towards the culture that is wrong? What can we say the problem is?
I think it is the culture. And as I mentioned, the African girl is brought up to let people thrive off her back. When you get married, you're told that a good woman holds her family together, irrespective of what she goes through. The men usually get away scot-free. You find that if a woman has an extramarital affair, she is condemned from every corner. But if a man does that, she is told that, take it easy. That is the way men are. It is in their nature to do that. You see? So usually then you'll find that the women, they will condone the violence. They will condone the mistreatment that they are going through. They are told that do it for the sake of your children. I was told, please hold your family for the sake of your children. But this is a case whereby my life was in danger. And by staying, I believe that I was putting the kids in more harm than living. So this culture that we have, that we have to submit, and submission is not a bad thing to your spouse. Submission is not a bad thing. You submit, yes, to your spouse, but you're not supposed to submit to mistreatment, and you're not supposed to submit to physical violence or to emotional violence or to whatever kind of violence. But then the culture that we are brought up in, we see men being given a free ride, so to speak, and the women are supposed to take whatever it comes with.
Okay, I'm getting the point. I'm getting the point, but I'm trying to quickly get something out of that, because a lot of people are commenting on that. A lot of different things about that, and a lot of people have different opinion on that. Okay, let's look at the issue of the culture, because the culture actually be one of the guiding principles that have helped the Africa, our forefathers, our grandparents. They also live in the same culture and they enjoy all their life. Should we actually attach this to the civilization? Can we say the civilization is main problem or contributing to this violence and to this problem? Because most of the women of today, they say they are career women and they also want to be equal with men and stuff like that. Could we say the civilization contribute to this?
Well, I don't see how civilization can contribute to abuse, because abusing somebody is not part of a civilized society. And when you speak about equality between men and women, okay, we have very distinct roles in the family. The man has his role as the king of the family. The woman has her role as the queen and as the mother and as the nurturer of the family. So these roles, they support each other, but they never cross. So if the men took up their responsibilities as they are, to step into the glory of being the king that God created them to be, then the women naturally submit to that. The women naturally support them in that. But when you create an arena of violence, an arena of abuse, an arena of intimidation, then you don't get the best that you're supposed to get out from your partner. So, see, women become more and more, we as a civilization goes further, women are becoming more empowered and are learning of their rights. And they're learning that they do not need to condone violence. And this is the major challenge that is coming up.
I like what you say. I like what you say, and I don't want us to be so emotional about this. This is a talk that we are having. It's not to castigate anyone. It's not to justify anyone. It's not to tell anyone that anyone is doing right or anyone is doing. But we are having this conversation to help our incoming generation, because Africa, we need to secure our future. We need to stop this. We need to work towards the common goal to make sure that we create a better future for our children. We cannot continue this in the future of Africa. Abuse is not allowed, regardless of what. It's not allowed. It's not allowed, and nobody will condone that, because it's actually against the law of every religion and every culture. So, but that is not where we are going to anyway for tonight. That is just by the way. Let's quickly look at the journey so far, your educational background, your journey as a woman in Africa. What is journey like? What can you tell us about your background, your educational background, your childhood background, and what you experienced as you are growing up as a woman?
I grew up in a middle-class family, and I had the opportunity of going to school, and my parents were avid advocates of education. My mother was a teacher herself, so she naturally nurtured her children towards education. My father had a white-collar job, and at one time he was actually the head of the Kenya Post's telecommunications in East Africa. So because of that, his job took him to various places. So I was privileged to have had a very beautiful childhood, and I enjoyed my childhood very much. I had exposure to education, and I had exposure to a good life. However, looking back at the cross section in Africa, not everybody is that privileged to have a decent upbringing. Africa, as we know, we have several issues like unemployment, insecurity in terms of jobs, insecurity in terms of food, insecurity in terms of medical. There's drought and famine also on the other hand, So all these things put together are they put women at the core of the suffering, women and children. The mother always took care of the home. She had to ensure there was food on the table. She had to go and look for water, even if it's a situation whereby you have to go and fetch water from wherever. It is the women who go out and do that, and the children. So it's a challenge, because coming up with the girl child growing up, you are nurtured more towards taking care of the family, and the boy child was nurtured more towards education. So these are the challenges that we face in Africa right now. And with more women becoming exposed to education, more women becoming exposed to interaction, actually, with the world now. Look, you're sitting in South Africa, I'm sitting in Canada, but we're having a conversation like we're having a conversation across the table. With the advancement of telecommunications, and women are becoming more aware. And it is in the same way that women are becoming more aware of their rights. Yes.
Wow, I like that. A lot of people are watching us. I have Fatima Hassan all the way from Dubai also joining us. Kindly share this program. You mastermind all this, so kindly share this program. I also have another someone watching us. Clara, thank you very much. Ayomide Adejare as well is watching us. Thank you very much, Ayomide. Please keep it up, keep sharing this program, let it go viral. And we appreciate your comments. You can call us on +277033584. Join the conversation. Let's also talk about it. Let's have a talk. Let's have a chat. Let's talk about it. What do you think? What do you think the problem is, and what can we do to get out of it? You know, it's one thing to discover problem. It's another thing to find a permanent solution to the problem. If you cannot find a solution to a problem, you don't have a right to actually talk about the problem. So if you can talk about a problem, if you can discover a problem, there must be a solution to that problem. And the solution is what we are working towards. This conversation is not about the problem, it's about the solution. We are not the part of the problem, we are part of the solution. So we will be having conversation of when going forward, what can we do? How can we make sure that we have a peaceful society, and our children as well can grow up in a peaceful home, and at the same time our community can be peaceful? Because if there is an adage in my country that say, if the home is not sweet, if there's no peace at home, there will not be peace in the city. So if we want the peace in the city, we need to work in the home first. It starts from us. It starts from home. So the home needs to be peaceful for us to have a peaceful city in our city. And at the same time, if the city is peaceful, the country will be peaceful. So it's something that is going from one level to the other. It starts from home to the city, to the community, from the community to the city, from the city to the country. So we now have a peaceful if the country in the continent are not peaceful. And these are the problems that we are facing in Africa as we are celebrating Africa Month and African Week. Since last week, Tuesday, we already dedicate a week for this program to be having a conversation about the issue and some other things facing in Africa and some other challenges that we are facing in Africa. Thank you very much. I like what you say about your background and about your education, but there is something that you have not really trashed out, which I want us to look like. The education system in Africa. A lot of people say that we have our educational system is not okay. What is your view to that? And what kind of education do you have? And do you enjoy that education?
Okay. The education system in Africa is especially in the rural areas, and I'm talking about Kenya, you will find that not everybody has a chance to be able to go to school. Now, the system in Kenya improved a while back, whereby there is more access to universities right now. There is more access to trade trainings, in that somebody doesn't need to go to university. You can be able to go to a trade school and be able to learn something that you can be able to use as your tools of trade to work. Before I left Africa, okay, when I worked, I was a stay-at-home mom for 20 years before I left. But before then, I was working for an international company as an administration assistant. Then, further than that, then I furthered my education by studying online with the University of Liverpool. I got a postgraduate degree in international studies. And right now, I am pursuing a bachelor's in psychology here in Canada. So I have been exposed to education, I mean, across board, being back home and here. Now, for the African child, yes, I think there is still something that our motherland can do to be able to get more education available to the children. Make it accessible. There are families that cannot afford, they're living below the poverty line. They live on less than $1 a day. For that kind of family to be able to take a child to school, and also a girl child to school, will be a challenge. Can we have this education accessible to everybody across board, so that even the girls will be empowered? They will go to school and be able to learn and be able to get access to universities and get good jobs. We need female doctors. We need role models, the female role models in our society. We need them. So can we have this kind of the education that is required accessible to the girl child? And the girl child will be able to be a role model to those ones who are coming up.
Wow, wow. I like that. But personally, what is education means to you?
Oh,
what is your whole personal definition of education?
My own personal education is your key to your future. You go to school, you learn the tools of the trade, you apply the tools of the trade in your life. And I will give you an example. If I did not have the education that I had, I would not have been able to make the judgment of leaving the abusive relationship and flee for my life. And you see, I left with 2 young children by then. I came with 2 children. They were 10 and 14 by then. They're big girls now. But then that time I made that decision, and I made it based on the kind of exposure and education that I had. Somebody else, probably in the village, would not be so fortunate to be able to make that decision. We have seen how many women have lost their lives in domestic violence. And usually it is because they choose to stay because they feel that there is no other option. And sometimes our society also looks at our daughters who have gotten married and come back home as a disappointment. I mean, no child is a disappointment. The only disappointment you'd have is if your daughter is lying in a casket, comes home in a casket. But if your daughter comes back home alive, I mean, that was just the cycle of life. It happened, it did not work, but you thank God that they're back home. So based on that, I believe that I had better judgment to the situation than somebody else who would not have the exposure to education, so to speak. So education is key, and especially in a girl child's life. You educate a woman, you educate the nation, because it doesn't stop with her. It goes all along.
Wow, wow. I love that. I love that. Okay, let me make it this way, because I don't want this conversation to base on the violence, on the issue of what is happening. I don't want to concentrate on that alone because I wanted to cut across and I want us to also trash out some other things. Okay, what is Africa means to you personally?
Africa is home. Africa is motherland. Africa means mama. Mama is mother in Swahili. So Africa is our soft place to fall back on. It's just unfortunate that some circumstances do not just go as well as what. I mean, look at Africa. Africa is a rich nation. There's minerals, there's resources, there's lots and lots of things that if we tapped into would build the nation, would build Africa. So Africa is indeed home and mother to us all.
Wow, I like that. I like that. So, what is our main challenges towards achieving the goal, the growth, and the goal? What is our main challenges?
Now, you see, with unemployment, then you don't have food security. And if you want to get anybody, if they're hungry, you will get them. If you give them food security, you give them education, you give them medical security, they are stable and are better able to make proper decisions. So now with all the, and then there's also the aspect of drought and famine that I spoke about. Hunger. With an empty stomach, you cannot make a rational decision. If we solve this problem of unemployment and we get job securities, and then we get food securities, and we get medical securities, because those are the major challenges that we are facing right now, then we have a much better society. It will be easier for us to be able to tackle other challenges. But right now, if you're talking to me, and honestly, I've not had a meal in 3 or 4 days, I will not be focused on what you're telling me. I'll be thinking about my empty belly and wondering where I'm going to get my next meal. But if that is solved, and I know that if I am unwell and I go to hospital, I will get the treatment that I deserve, then I can divert the energies that I have towards building our society, towards building the families that we have. I will divert it towards serving the community service, helping those who are more disadvantaged. And like, we usually say that be the change that you want. If you are able to support somebody who is in a disadvantaged situation, then they will pay it forward and be able to support somebody else. Not necessarily pay you back, but you support them so that they can support somebody else. And that is the way our society will grow. Because if you support me today, I get a meal, I put it on my table, and tomorrow I'll be able to support maybe 2 or 3 people, and those 2 or 3 people will be able to support more. So the ripple effect grows and grows. So solving this, the issue of unemployment and food and job securities is key. You cannot talk to somebody who is hungry. Yes.
So to you, what you see, I mean, what you can identify as our main problem is the food security. That is one of the main problem that you can actually pick up. Is that what you are saying?
Yes, that is what I'm saying. Food security together with medical security and job security. I mean, okay, and well, in the world today, job security is a relative term, but if you even have a source of income and you can secure that, that is what I mean. It does not necessarily mean that you have to go to the office. You could be running your own small business somewhere, but if you know that you can be able to get your daily bread from that and be able to support your family based on that, then that is the security, the kind of security that I'm talking about.
Okay, Okay, let's look at this because it's so key that you mentioned that, but I'm not gonna expatiate that much. We are jotting down those points, and we're still going to do a review on them at the end of this show. But let's go to the next question of the day. That is, what are the biggest challenges Africa are facing, both internally and externally?
Okay, internally, in addition to what I have discussed, I will say communication is a huge barrier. People are not willing. Well, it's changing now, but it has been that people are not willing to share what they have. Now, when we come onto the, and I'm very poor at politics, when we come onto the politics, I mean, the leadership, the kind of leadership that we have back home has not been the exemplary kind of leadership. Let's just be honest. But if we can change, if our leaders can change and have the interests of the society at heart, that will be able to transform Africa. That will be able to provide us with the kind of food that we want, the kind of securities that we are looking for, the kind of employment opportunities that we are looking for. If that changes, that will help Africa. If that changes, Africa will grow. There is also the issue of corruption in Africa. If this can be put in check, you don't have to go somewhere and bribe somebody for instance, you're looking for a passport, you want a passport. It is your right as a citizen to be able to get the passport. But then it has been that you have to see who to talk to or who to do something for you. No, I should be able to walk into that office and get my passport processed, just like any other disadvantaged person would come in, or the minister would come in, the highest person in society would come in and be able to be served just like I would be served, and just like any other person would be served. You know, there's certain facilities that are available that are supposed to be available to the citizens that are not available to the citizens. Can we have that across board? When we go to schools, primary schools, I've seen several politicians even sponsoring children, buying for them food during the 3 days when they're doing primary exams, buying for them pens and clipboards. Can these things be available across board so that that is not a worry? Let us worry about other things. Let us get the basics right so that then we can now focus on the bigger things that will bring a bigger impact in society. But they have to start from the small ones.
Thank you very much, Catherine. I don't want to take you into politics because that is not what we are here for. We are here to talk about the reality, and we are here to trash out the issue that is very rampant in our society and to look at the solution and the way forward to that. Catherine, as a coach and as somebody that, I mean, you're a professional on this field, why do you choose that career, and what actually motivates you to become to choose that as a career, that you are now, you can easily say that I'm a coach and I can help in any area of your life?
Okay, the reason why I chose, actually I didn't choose this. Let me say that domestic violence chose me. So the reason why I do this, first of all, naturally, people have always been drawn to me. And then secondly, I realized that there is a lot of people who undergo challenges. And just because somebody is not able to stand up and speak for them, people would rather just let everything lie and not be able to face those challenges. All I am here to do is to tell somebody that it is okay. The abuse was never your fault. abuse is never okay. You do not need to be ashamed about it. You stand up and you speak out and you get the help that you need to be able to move on with your life. So that is why I am here today. And that is why I confidently took my coaching career as seriously, to be able to support as many people as I can, to be able to reach out to that person who feels that they do not have anybody to fight for them, to be able to reach out to that person who feels that their rights have been trampled upon, to be able to bring that question mark into the mind of the person who is undergoing abuse, and probably they do not even realize that they're undergoing abuse, so that then they can be able to think about their situation and save themselves. We cannot lose any more lives. We have lost more than enough. And that's why I stand up strongly and speak again about it and share my story, so that any other person who listens will know that I am not alone. You know, whatever the challenge that you're facing, even if you've been given a terminal, like an illness, your doctor probably has told you that you're under maybe you've got cancer or something like that. Just realize that you're not alone. This is not a journey that you need to walk alone. There is people who have walked it before, and you can walk it with them. That is why I am here.
Okay, a lot of people will be listening to Ross, but before I take you to that, which is a very important aspect, I'm going to put you on the spotlight right now, and I'm going to be throwing some hard questions to you based on your professional and based on what you have experienced. Let's look at it from this angle. Somebody's listening to you, going through the same thing that you have gone through. But let me give you a scenario of a woman that is in a relationship right now. She's facing challenges, but she's in a rural area somewhere in Africa. She doesn't know what to do. She doesn't know what to talk to. She doesn't know what to do. I mean, what step to take. What's your advice be for such a woman or for such a lady?
If she's listening to me right now and she doesn't have anybody she can talk to, she can reach out to me and be able to get that guidance. If she has somebody in her close circles that she can speak to, does she have her mother? Does she have her sister? Does she have a brother? Does she have a child? Does she have a friend? Does she have a neighbor? Somebody that she can go and speak to? Does she have a religious leader? Somebody that she can go and talk to in confidence, who will be able to give her the picture as it is. Somebody with no interest in that relationship whatsoever. Somebody who will be able to give her the guidance, so that then she can make the decisions that are best suited for her. You know, in as much as there may be domestic violences across board, but situations are different. Maybe she just needs to build up boundaries in her relationship. If it is not physically violent, she just needs to build boundaries in her relationship. Maybe she just needs to let her partner know that this is not okay. Maybe she has not done that. So she just needs to reach out and be able to find the tools to be able to support her relationship. Yes.
Well, I like your response to it. But personally, with your experience, what is disappointment means to you, and how do you handle disappointment?
I take it head on. Disappointment comes, but then you realize that whoever has disappointed you, that was their decision. That was their choice. Now, you as a human being, you have a choice, and you can make your own choices. If there is somebody who did not live up to your expectations, that was their choice. You have a choice. What is your choice? What are you looking to in the future? What do you think? Where do you want to be in 3, 5 years? In 1, 3, 5 years? Where are you? And what can you do from where you're sitting to be able to achieve that goal? One baby step at a time. Do not be afraid of failure. You will fail. You say that's a given. But do not let failure distract you from achieving your goal. Yes, you fail, but treat it as a lesson. That is just feedback. You fail again, that is a second set of feedback. I usually like to tell my clients that, look, Thomas Edison failed 999 times. And if he had given up anywhere in between, there would be no light in the world today. But because he persisted to the 1,000th time, we now have light all over the world, even in the most remote places in the villages. We have that. So do not give up. Keep forging ahead. Keep forging ahead. Have your vision in mind. Where do you want to go? And follow it one step at a time.
One step at a time. Let me quickly take you through this. You have opportunity to have a client. This client means much to you, and you have a life coach. You need to counsel this woman. The scenario is this: the husband, the wife, and the kids. They have 4 kids, husband and wife. One husband, one wife, and unfortunately, they're involved in a car accident. The husband is alive, but the wife is gone. The 4 children gone, and the man is here. What will your advice, or how are you going to counsel such a man?
Oh, for that man, we take him through the grief process. He has to be able to learn to grieve. He has to be able to learn to accept what is and let go. And he has to be able to look to the future with hope. So grieving is very important. Accepting what is very important, because if you do not accept, then it means you're not acknowledging the problem. But when you accept, that is 50% solved. So they have to accept, they have to grieve, and they have to look to the future with hope. And once they have gone through the grieving stage, they have accepted it, then now they can be able to look to the future and decide, where do I want to be? What do I want in my future? What does my 1, 3, 5, 10 years look like? So based on that, they can be able to work from the dream. They come from the dream. They look at where they want to be in 5 years and begin working backwards. I want to, assuming that I want to go to school and get a degree. It will take about 3 or 4 years. The degree that I want to take is going to take 5 years. Okay, so now 5 years, that is in 2026. That's where we are at. So you work backwards with that up to where you are. Then you begin taking the steps. You come from your dream. You do not go to it. You come from it. You envision, and then you come from it.
Wow, wow. I like your response, and I have somebody looking at us. Baka Tambo is looking at us and giving kudos as well. Thank you very much, everyone that is joining. Please share this program. Share. I want you to go viral. We have one of the knowledgeable, one of the great African women in the studio with me that you are having the conversation together. This is the African Portal Radio TV International, coming to you live from Picture in South Africa. As you're stepping into this show, we are in this together. Your comment means a lot to me. Your comment is the petrol this show is using to move forward. Your comment is the gas that we are using on this show. So please keep sending the comment, keep showing her some love, keep sending some of them of her. Let's celebrate this great woman of ours. Ma, on the other side, we're going to get to another aspect of this program where we are going to celebrate you as well, where we are going to appreciate you, where we are going to give you kudos for the great job that you are doing in Africa and the rest part of the world. But before that, let me quickly do the journey of what we have discussed so far from your experience. What is success means to you?
Pardon me, what did you say? Just repeat that question again.
What is success? What is success means to you?
Success is a moving target. Today, I decide that I want to to, let's say I want to walk 5 miles. When I walk 5 miles, I have succeeded. But it doesn't stop there. Then I decide that I want to go and look for a job. I get the job, it doesn't stop there. Getting the job does not mean you have succeeded. Now you have to go to work every day to be able to live the success. So success is a moving target. Success to me means the fulfillment of your life one day at a time. You decide what you want today or tomorrow, you achieve it, and the following day you make another goal. That is success. But if you decide that you want to climb the mountain and you get to the top of the mountain and now you have succeeded, you can't stay at the top of the mountain. You have to move around. At some point you'll have to come down. So it keeps shifting. So success to me is to be able to achieve your personal goals one step at a time. And I stress one step at a time because there is also the challenge of wanting too many things at the same time and achieving overwhelm and being paralyzed. But if you go one step at a time, you achieve this, you put it aside. You achieve the next one, you put it aside. That is success. Being better than you were yesterday. Being better than you were the day before yesterday, because you cannot compare yourself with somebody else. You can only compare yourself against yourself, the person that you were yesterday. So if you wake up better than the person that you were yesterday, then that is success to me.
Wow, wow. What a beautiful and lovely definition there. And as you say, in life, there is two ways. When we are born, we have two things coming with us. We have the placenta and we have the baby. They decide, okay, take the placenta away, keep the baby. What is failure means to you?
Failure? Failure is feedback. And feedback.
Failure is feedback.
And feedback is the breakfast of champions. So without feedback, you will not know how to move forward. Without feedback, you will not know if you are serving me or if I am serving you. Because I believe that in any relationship, be it whatever kind of relationship, am I serving you the way you want to be served? I cannot serve you the way I want to serve you. I will serve you the way you want to be served, so that then you are happy and you feel content. But if I serve you the way I want, I may not be meeting your expectations. So usually the first thing I will ask my clients is, how can I be of service to you today? And the client will tell me that this is what I am expecting. And I will go by that script. So failure is feedback, and feedback is the breakfast of champions. So it's not a bad thing. Fail today, you take the lesson, you move forward. Fail again, you pick the lesson, you move forward. And it is in the land of failure that your success actually comes up.
Wow. What is the greatest mistake of your life?
Not putting up healthy boundaries in my relationship. That is what I really feel that had I put them down right from the word go, because I think I was too submissive. So if I had put them down right from the word go, then there would have been a lot more respect.
Is there any time in your life as a child, as you are growing up, that you are choosing the career? Is there any time you have head-to-head with your parents about the career you want to choose, about who you want to be? Is there any time you have a head-to-head with your parents in choosing career?
No. My parents, like I told you, they let us do whatever we wanted to do. My dad told us that you can be whatever you want to be so long as you're working. So you want to be a doctor, you want to be a nurse, you want to be a lawyer, you want to be a teacher, whatever you wanted to do, my parents supported. I do not remember having a conversation around go and do this. It was always, what do you want to pursue in your life? And they supported us based on that.
As a woman, what is the greatest lesson you learned from your mom and you can pass it on to your children?
My mom was a strong woman. The greatest lesson that I learned from her was to be a prayer warrior. My mom loved her prayers, and any challenge that she always tackled her challenges with prayer first. Then she would have a clear head to make the decisions required. So that is something that I would like to pass on to my kids. Be a prayer warrior.
Wow, be a prayer warrior. I don't want to bore you. We already spent 1 hour 41 seconds on this program. It looks like we have not done anything, but we already over 1 hour already on this program. That is how it is. But I don't wanna stress this too much because I'm still gonna bring you back. I'm still gonna have a kind of conversation. We have a slot for you once in a blue moon. You come onto the show and you empower women in Africa, you empower women in the rest part of the world. At the same time, your story needs to be told. And the best thing we can do in Africa is time for Africans to tell our story in our own way. In the past, people tell our story for us, even know what we are going through. They don't even know inside us. But they just write whatever the story they want to write about us and they publish it out and they make it our story. Needs to change that narrative. We need to tell our own story in our own way. We are the one that puts our leg in the shoe. The shoe is actually in our feet. We are the only one know how we are feeling with the shoe, whether it's too tight or it's too loose. It's we that we know what we are going through. And that is why we're putting a woman like you on the spotlight to tell our story, to talk about the journey, and to talk about the progress that we are expecting. Having said this, what do you think we can do to bring a kind of calmness and a kind of solution to our marriage, most especially in Africa and in the rest of the
world? Having support groups for whatever challenge that somebody is going through, so that you never feel alone. When you feel the connection to somebody else, you are better placed to make rational decisions. When you have somebody you can be connected to and can identify with, then you feel that humanly support, that humanly love that everybody so craves. So whatever challenge that you're facing, if we have those support groups, if it is whatever it is, if we have those support groups and we realize that we are not alone, the journey of life is a lot easier to walk when you realize that you're not alone. So getting those support groups, forming the communication, forging those relationships, one step at a time, reaching out to the society, serving the society, being in touch with our roots, and telling people that it is okay. You are not alone. And it is okay not to be okay on certain days. You are not alone. I believe that will go a long way in solving some of the challenges that we have. So even taking care of our mental health, we need to tell each other that it is fine. In Africa, when you speak about mental health, they think that you have gone crazy. Mental health does not equate to going crazy. It could just be a challenge that you're going through at some point. It is okay to reach out and it is okay to talk about it. When we normalize having these difficult conversations, then we are better off as a society to tackle the challenges that come our way. But when you are alone, it is difficult. Together we stand, but divided we fall.
I like that. Together we stand, but divided we fall. I love that. Africa, you hear that to yourself. Is happening right here, right now on the African Portal Radio. The only favor you can do for this program is to share it, send your comments, and like program. That goes a long way. Please, as you are joining us, kindly do that. Share, like, comment, let it go viral. Before I step out of this program, before I let you go for tonight, hopefully we'll be back anytime soon. Let's look at
Yeah.
this as in conclusion. What
Yes.
is the problem if it's solved? Africa will make the biggest difference to other nations of the world.
The single most uh, problem that I think, in my opinion, is food security. When that is solved,
Hmm.
then we have our brains are clearer to be able to tackle other things in society. Our brains will be clear to tackle growth in society. Our brains will be clear to be able to go further for education. Our brains will be clear to be able to serve the community better when we solve the food security. Because you are not going to ask me to come and serve you and I am hungry. But if you give me, if I am sure that I will get my food for the rest of the month, you ask me to run, I'll tell me the time. I put on my running shoes and I meet you there. But if you're going to ask me to run and I don't have food in my belly, it's not going to work. So let's solve food security in Africa. Once food security is solved across board for everybody so that nobody has to worry about their 3 meals a day, then we take the next step.
Wow. Food security. To everyone listening to us, we celebrate Africa Month, and this is the conclusion of it all. As today is the last day of the month of May, we have this great woman in the studio with us that the conversation. And I believe that, this conversation have helped somebody out there in one way or the other. In the wrap of what we have discussed so far, your relationship is very important, and the way you handle your relationship is very important. Don't make yourself so important than the situation, than the relationship you have. If you are demanding and you are not adding any value to that relationship, definitely you are causing a problem in that relationship. So in conclusion, the solution to the problem in Africa, most especially the abuse of women and children, is please always make sure that you see every woman as part of your body. There is no beat his own body. See every child as part of your body. Embrace them. Even if there's a problem, let's have a dialogue. Let's solve it amicably. Don't let us make it a kind of habit of abusing women or children as a solution to every problem in our relationship. Let's rather look for a way out of it. Let's solve it amicably, and let's see them as heads, because you cannot afford to let them fall, because if they fall, they will break. So keep them solid, hold them with a gentle hand, and let's that we see them as our body. That is our conclusion for that aspect. Ma, before I let you go, I just want to celebrate you. I want to say to you, thank you very much for accepting our invitation to this broadcast tonight. In times such as this, it's time to look at you in the face and tell you, well done for the good you are in Africa. You know, we have this kind of attitude or this kind of habit in Africa of not appreciating ourselves when we are here. We only appreciate ourselves when the person is far, when it's that is when you see people travel America to Africa to come and pay someone. It's the person that you have never called, the person that you have never helped, the person you have never put smile on his face. But now you want to come and bury the person. We want to change that narrative, and that is what the African Portal stood for. We look at you in the face and we say, thank you very much for being our voice. Thank you for raising the banner. Thank you for being the voice, not the echo. Thank you for believing in humanity. And thank you for the great job you are doing. We appreciate it and we celebrate you. We celebrate the grace of God upon your life, and we celebrate the great job that you are doing and your achievements so far. Keep it up. Keep it high is the starting point. the sky is no longer the limit. Do you know that a lot of people are traveling to the space now for holiday? So naturally, physically, the sky is no longer the limit. People are living in the sky now. So the sky for Africa is the starting point. Before I let you go, ma, what is your advice to the world, or a word to the world?
Okay. Okay, I really appreciate you having me on your show. And thank you for that. And thank you for giving me a voice. Thank you for giving me a voice to speak for that woman or that man who is going through a difficult situation and has not had the chance. Thank you for allowing me to voice my experience so that somebody else can be able to equate it to them. And like you say, do not abuse a woman, do not abuse a child. Take care of your responsibilities. Be the king that you are, that God created you to be. And the responsibilities of a king are many. You see, when you see a king, when a king makes a decision, usually he's got his support team. Let your queen be your support team. Be the king that you are, so that then the queen can play in her arena. And when you are the king that you are, treating her like you would like to be treated, then you will have the most beautiful thing that God has ever placed in your hands. So treat your women and children with kindness. Treat your family members, treat your neighbors, treat every single human being close to you or that you come across with respect. Everybody deserves to be treated with respect. Everybody deserves to be treated with honor. And when you treat them that way, then they treat other people that way, and the ripple effect goes further. And our society becomes better, and we leave Africa better than we found it.
Wow, wow, we leave Africa better than how we find it. Before I let you go, what is the greatest quote of a lifetime that you have? The best quote.
The best quote that I always have is that it's never too late to be what you want to be. So
Wow.
don't
It's never too
don't
late to be what you
it's
want to
never
be.
too late. It's never too late to be what you want to be.
In addition to that, you don't have to be great to start. You have to start to great. So
One
start
small
somewhere.
step,
Don't give up.
one small step at a time. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. How do you eat an elephant?
Wow.
An elephant is insurmountable, but you'll eat it one bite at a time. And you don't have to eat all of it today. No, you just eat a little bit today, and tomorrow you come back for another bite. And that is the journey of life. One step at a time, one little step at a time.
One little step at a time. To everyone listening to us, I hope you get something out of this program. You motivated, and you also discover that you can do more than what you are doing now. And as I want to tell you that the sky is longer the limit, is the starting point. So focus what you want to achieve. Be the change that you want in the world. And don't look down on anybody regardless of their color. And be the one that always makes sure that you are in position to make somebody smile. Let somebody smile you today and put smile on somebody's face. And you will see this continent, this world being that we will all enjoy, and we all live together side by side without any problem. Catherine, Opondo, it is my great pleasure to have you on this broadcast tonight. I really appreciate the time with you. It's running so fast because we have so much to say. As a matter of fact, I have not started. I just laid the foundation. I hope if I call on you again to be on this, you will be happy to be here.
Yes, thank you for having me, and you can call upon me anytime. If I can just change even the life of just one person, then I'll have achieved my mission. I would be happy to do that.
Wow. Thank you very much for the pleasure. And everyone listening to us in Kenya, no matter where you are, this is your child on the African Portal TV International. As you are stepping out, we will do the same thing that we do when we are stepping in. Kindly let everyone know in Kenya that their daughter is on the African Portal. Let the child in Kenya, in the streets of Nairobi, let them know have a mother on the African Portal right now. Greet them and salute them and tell them goodbye.
Kwa Wakenya wenzangu, nawashukuru sana. Tumemaliza hiyo radio interview, imekuwa nzuri. Kwa jina maarufu naitwa Catherine Opondo, ama kwa wale wanaonijua jina la Amina ama Mama Shaban. Ni mimi wenu mpendwa, nawashukuru kunisikiliza na nawaombeeni kila la heri. Mungu awabariki. God bless Africa. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Before I let you go, let me ask you this one because this question is actually is disturbing my belly. I have to ask it. Who are the people that you are looking up to that is motivating you and giving you hope to continue with the career that you choose?
Nice question. The first set of people is my children. I'm a mother of 5. I have 3 amazing boys and 2 girls and 2 lovely daughter-in-laws. So my family, for starters, my sister has been a source of strength for me. I have a few of my friends, one called Karen Sidede, another one called Elisha. These are my friends that have been with me all through, and they keep encouraging me. So I love all of them to bits, and they're the reason that I keep fighting. Beyond that, I am fighting for that person who is going through abuse, who has got no voice. And it is because of the people that I have mentioned that I found my voice to be able to speak on behalf of the other. So I am fighting for that person who does not have their voice. I am fighting for a legacy, to leave a legacy for my children. I keep telling my sons that never joke around with your wives. If you do, think of what your mother did. So I would love my sons to have a good relationship with their wives. I would love my daughters to have good relationships in future. So this is why I do what I do. I advocate for abuse-free relationships, irrespective of who the person is. Nobody deserves abuse.
Wow, nobody deserves abuse. Thank you very much for that. I really appreciate it. Les Brown says something that I want us to conclude with. Les Brown said the greatest visionary, the greatest gift, the greatest things you can think about is in the grave. You don't need to stay in that relationship and die in that relationship and become somebody that they lie down there without fulfilling your vision. Look beyond the walls and find a solution that will not destroy the future of your children to every problem that you are facing. Thank you very much for the pleasure of your time, everyone joining us. Happy African month. As we are stepping into the month of June, we have a lot of things coming up on the African Portal. Watch out. The month of June is going to be a blessed month for us. We have a lot of things coming up. Tomorrow, we'll be hosting one of our very own in the studio, Adunio Gay, all the way from Lagos. Is one of the gifted man that is doing so well. He will be with us on this program tomorrow morning. At the same time, join us on Karakata tomorrow morning, being the first day of the month. To everyone listening to us, thank you very much for the pleasure of your time. This is Dare Oluson coming to you live from Pretoria here in South Africa. If you want to be part of the conversation, you want us to put you on the spotlight, or you want to support what we are doing, or you want to invest on us, call us +27 703 84 to be BBC Africa. Support us. Let's do it together. You want to advertise your business, no matter where you are under the sun, this is home for you. Call us on +27 703 3584. Thank you very much, everyone, for the pleasure of your time for tonight's program. It's night here in South Africa. It's afternoon on your side there in Canada. But thank you very much. Do have a beautiful day, and God bless you. It's goodbye from here. To everyone, thank you very much. It's goodbye from here. I remain yours, Luson. Thank you, everyone. Keep enjoying this music all the way from East Africa, Kenya. God bless everyone. I enjoy it and I love the African rhythms. I enjoy all African culture and God bless Africa. God bless Africa, both West, South, East, North, Central Africa. God bless Africa. The problem in Africa will solve. Thank you, everyone. Remain blessed. Keep shining. Keep smiling.
Thank you for having me.
Keep smiling. You're welcome. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. God bless you. See you soon and enjoy the rest
Thank
of your
you.
day. God bless you.
You have a good
Thank you
night.
so much, everyone. It's goodbye from here. Same to you. Thank you so much. God bless you. Enjoy this music from Kenya, and we'll see you again tomorrow. Happy New Month in advance to all our listeners, both home. Happy New Month to you. God bless you, and goodbye from here. This is the African Portal Radio TV International. Bye from here. Enjoy this music.